Podcast 309: The Impact of Culture on the Right Excellent. Sir Garfield St. Aubrun Sobers, NHAO OCC 1936 to 2026. A multidisciplinary study of media representation, authorship, and theological vision through the scholarly lens of yours truly, Dr. William Anderson Gittins, Doctor of Divinity, DevGrow Media Arts Services Publishing, registered 2015, ISBN 978-976-97-99752, copyright 2026. Abstract. This scholarly conversational study examines how evolving understandings of culture have influenced the interpretation of the life and legacy of the Right Excellent Sir Garfield St. Aubrun Sobers, NHAO OCC 1936 to 2026, employing perspectives from anthropology, sociology, media studies, Caribbean cultural studies, post-colonial theory, and theology. The discussion argues that Sobers should be understood not merely as one of cricket's greatest athletes, but also as a cultural symbol whose achievements contributed to Caribbean identity, post-colonial consciousness, and international recognition. Drawing upon the scholarship of Beckles 2010, Baba 1994, Gertz 1973, Hall 1997, James 1963, Jenkins 2006, Nichols 2017, Sontag 1977, Wright 2006, and Gittins 2026. This conversation demonstrates that culture functions as a dynamic process through which societies construct meaning, preserve collective memory, and shape historical identity. A scholarly conversation by Dr. William Anderson Gittins, Doctor of Divinity. Greetings, colleagues. I am Dr. William Anderson Gittins, Doctor of Divinity, communicating to you from Bridgetown, Barbados. Today, we examine the question: how has the evolving definition of culture influenced the life, legacy, and representation of the Right Excellent Sir Garfield St. Aubrun Sobers, NHAO OCC 1936 to 2026. Before beginning, I express my sincere gratitude for allowing me to enter your cultural space through this podcast medium. My research begins with a contemporary understanding of culture, rather than defining culture merely as customs, traditions, or artistic expression. Modern scholarship understands culture as a dynamic system of shared meanings through which societies interpret themselves and their experiences. Greets 1973, Hall 1997. Consequently, my study of Sir Garfield Sobers extends beyond documenting athletic accomplishments. His biography becomes a lens through which Caribbean communities understand excellence, resilience, leadership, identity, and historical transformation. Gittins 2026. In this sense, Sir Garfield Sobers functions not only as a historical individual, but also as a cultural text. Understanding the evolution of culture. early anthropological definitions emphasized the components of culture. Edward B. Taylor, 1871, defined culture as the complex whole, consisting of knowledge, beliefs, customs, morals, law, and other capabilities acquired by individuals as members of society. Although foundational, this perspective focused primarily on what societies possess. Later scholarship shifted attention toward what culture accomplishes. Hall, 1997, argued that culture continuously produces meaning through systems of representation, institutions, language, and social interaction. Viewed through Hall's theoretical framework lens, Sir Garfield Sobers represents considerably more than statistical excellence. His batting, bowling, fielding, captaincy, and public image became symbolic expressions of Caribbean capability during the 20th century. Cricket as cultural language. C.L.R. James, 1963, famously demonstrated that West Indian cricket cannot be separated from Caribbean society. Cricket became a cultural language through which colonial histories, racial identities, political aspirations, and national pride were expressed. Every significant innings and international victory communicated meanings extended beyond sport. Sir Garfield Sobers' extraordinary performances demonstrated that Caribbean excellence belonged among the world's highest achievements. His accomplishments challenged colonial assumptions while simultaneously strengthening regional confidence and international respect. Cultural hybridity and post-colonial identity. Post-colonial scholarship frequently characterizes Caribbean culture as hybrid. Baba, 1994, explains hybridity as the emergence of new cultural identities resulting from colonial encounters. Sir Garfield Sobers exemplifies this concept. Although cricket originated within British imperial culture, Sobers transformed the sport through distinctly Caribbean creativity, imagination, and innovation. His technical mastery, combined with instinctive brilliance, produced a style uniquely his own. Rather than merely participating in British cricketing traditions, Sobers fundamentally redefined them. An interdisciplinary framework. My research intentionally approaches Sir Garfield Sobers through multiple professional identities. As an author, I construct historical narratives. As a publisher, I contribute to preserving Caribbean intellectual heritage. As a podcaster, I value oral history and living memory. As a photojournalist, I recognize that photographs shape historical consciousness. Sontag, 1977. As a cinematographer, I understand that visual composition, movement, and pacing communicate meaning beyond written language. Nichols, 2017. As a media arts specialist, I integrate text, photography, sound, digital media, and documentary storytelling into unified cultural narratives. Jenkins, 2006. Finally, as a Doctor of Divinity, I interpret Sir Garfield Sobers' life through theological concepts, including vocation, stewardship, humility, servant leadership, and faithful responsibility. As stated in 1 Peter 4:10 NIV, I quote, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. End quote. A close-up view of the aforesaid suggests that together, these perspectives create an interdisciplinary portrait rather than a conventional sports biography. Gittins 2026. Sir Garfield sobers as cultural representation. My discussion repeatedly returns to cultural identity. Sir Garfield sobers achieved prominence during a period in which Caribbean societies were redefining themselves politically, culturally, and internationally. His world record score of 365 not out in 1958 symbolized excellence. His 6 consecutive sixes and 1 over during 1968 represented fearless creativity. Equally significant was his reputation for humility and disciplined leadership. According to Hall, 1997, representation does not merely reflect reality, it actively constructs meaning. Through this process, Sir Garfield sobers came to symbolize Caribbean excellence, black achievement, regional unity, global respect, and post-colonial confidence. His public identity therefore transcended athletics and became a lasting cultural institution. A theological interpretation. Theological scholarship asks different questions than traditional sports history. Rather than asking only what Sir Garfield sobers accomplished, theology asks, how were his gifts exercised? What responsibilities accompanied greatness? And how does character influence legacy? Christian understandings of vocation emphasize that exceptional abilities are entrusted for service rather than personal advancement alone. Wright 2006. Viewed through his framework, Sir Garfield sobers exemplifies disciplined stewardship, humility, and servant leadership. His character complements his remarkable athletic achievements. Media arts and cultural preservation. My background in media arts significantly shapes this research. Contemporary scholarship increasingly communicates across books, documentaries, podcasts, photography, digital archives, streaming platforms, and social media. Jenkins 2006 describes this phenomenon as media convergence. This convergence enables Caribbean history to reach audiences well beyond traditional academic publishing while strengthening cultural preservation for future generations. Why culture matters? Ultimately, culture provides the interpretive framework through which societies remember. Without culture, Sir Garfield sobers would remain an extraordinary cricketer. Through culture, he becomes an enduring symbol of Caribbean civilization. His legacy continues to inspire because culture transforms athletic achievement into collective memory. For this reason, Sir Garfield sobers belongs not only to cricket history, but also to the broader cultural history of the Caribbean and the world. Conclusion. The evolving scholarly understanding of culture fundamentally reshapes interpretations of the right excellent Sir Garfield St. Aubrun sobers, NHAO OCC 1936 to 2026. Contemporary culture theory recognizes him not merely as one of cricket's greatest athletes, but also as a producer of cultural meaning whose life contributed significantly to Caribbean identity, post-colonial consciousness, and global representation. Through the interdisciplinary perspective advanced by yours truly, Gittins 2026, Sobers emerges as an enduring symbol of excellence, leadership, humility, faithful stewardship, and cultural resilience. This study demonstrates that biography, when informed by anthropology, sociology, theology, media studies, and cultural theory, becomes a powerful medium for preserving historical memory and collective identity. God bless